So next up, we have Rooted and Resilient, Multi-Generational Living. Laura and Sage teamed up in West Seattle to create a new living experience for a mother and daughter. It's efficient, accessible, and sustainable. But above all, it's about generational relationships and caring.
You'll notice that both of us share last names with these presenters. So please offer a warm welcome to our parents,
Laura Elfline
and Sage Saskill.
All right. You folks ready for a little something? All right, here we go. We began with the plans that Sage Designs put down on the north end of town, and we made that design twice as fine. A mighty house, I do say, and something more, if I may. When these two companies combine their potential, the result is exponential. Well, ADUs and DADUs are here to stay, and we've got a new game we'd like to teach you to play. We're not going to talk much about the kitchen sink. We'd like to challenge the way that you think. We're going to tune you into our collaboration and set your sights on condoization. We're going to reframe with something greater and take you for a ride on an elevator. Something new you can do with your land and a plan. It's a story about health and sharing family wealth. Y'all sitting there feeling fine? Yeah! All right, well, get ready, because we're going to blow your mind. Thank you. All right, I'm Sage Saskill. Thanks, sweetie. Sage Saskill, architect and wise guy.
I'm Laura Elfline, Mighty House Construction co-owner and advocate.
Whew. And first, we'd like to say thank you to the Northwest Eco Building Guild for putting on the slam and our fabulous co-presenters. And we have a story for you about two houses and the land that they sit on, and some of this is definitely going to ring familiar, and we have a reframe with a powerful new approach. Two things happen at about the same time. Suzanne realized that it was going to be difficult to age graciously in her Seattle home, and her daughter Michelle really wanted to move back from the East Coast with her husband Doug to be close to family. And they looked at a lot of options, including looking at the possibility of moving to a village with a retirement component. And then one beautiful day, sitting on the front porch looking out at the bay, Doug declared, "This is really lovely." And from that moment forward, they decided to figure out how to stay on the land that they already own. Suzanne, the mom, had a house and land, but it took several brainstorming sessions to figure out just what they wanted to do. And the result was to build a backyard cottage on the property for her to live in.
While planning was happening for the DADU, decisions were needing to be made on how to remodel the existing house to live well for its new inhabitants, Michelle and Doug. Ultimately, they decided to keep the existing footprint, open up some of the spaces, refresh most of the spaces, and they gained an extra bedroom by ditching the old ducted furnace for a heat pump system.
Suzanne and I began working together on the new dwelling utilizing a clone of a previous design. And we took those plans and we pushed them and we pulled them here and there to meet Suzanne's exact needs. And you'll notice a special item at the top of these plans, and that's because early in the design conversation, Michelle said, "Mom, we're not waiting until later to install the elevator." And so we asked, in addition to her cool private transportation, what else could make Mom feel secure in her new home? Well, perhaps you've heard of a concept called aging in place. Well, actually, folks, we're all doing that right now at this very moment. You in your chairs and us up here, But that's really not what we're here to talk about this evening. I like to call the result of these concepts the forever home.
And truthfully, with a great designer, it's not all that hard to do.
There's plenty of work that goes into the research behind what gets installed, and that's later. Okay, there's stuff earlier. Oh, that's Laura's turn.
As most of you likely know, construction costs are high. Higher still is the anxiety felt when multiple households come together in a construction project. Adding in factors like how people generally live longer than we ever have before, meaning that it makes us unsure about how much we'll need for our future. That we're seeing a massive transfer of money with the retirement of baby boomers, inflation, pressures of the sandwich generation, and the perception of financial instability. It doesn't make it any easier. Many of you are likely either have an adult child or you're one yourself. A common conversation that we have is often with an elderly parent wanting to move back to be with their younger children and their young family. They'll have the money, the retirement money, to build a DADU on their adult kids' property, but then they get strangled by the what ifs. What if we need more money to live off of? What happens to my investment if my adult child needs to move away? How does my investment get equitably split amongst my adult children? And finally, how do we get from here to where we are now to imagining what we need to build and ultimately realize our vision? Well, now we have a solution to that problem. In just the last few years, big changes to the state and local housing codes have opened a pathway to maximize one's property, create more homes, and provide new opportunities for land ownership. It's called condoization. Similar to subdividing a property, though less complicated. Condoization is the legal and physical process of dividing one property into land condos, where owners hold title to their defined spaces and share the responsibility for the common ones. Why does this matter? How does it alleviate our problems, our financial tensions? Condoization allows separate parties to blend the financial resources while continuing to grow their own equity. So back to my earlier example, with this new spin, if the young family needs to move, the older parents can either stay or they can sell their land condo and take their money with them, giving them their financial investment intact. In Suzanne's case, her desire to age well on her property propelled her estate planning. Suzanne will be easily able to transfer ownership of the DADU to her other daughter, Sarah, when she's ready, without displacing Michelle and Doug. And when Michelle and Doug are ready to transfer their ownership of their house to their son, Logan, when they're ready, or they can truly do anything else they want to with it, they'll be able to do that without displacing Suzanne, creating opportunities for financial stability and equity, as well as the transfer of generational wealth. While equity and financial stability are two pieces of the sustainable building puzzle, another one is one that S.A.G.E likes to call durable goods.
Nailed it, Laura. Now it's my turn. There's plenty of work that goes into the research behind what gets installed, and Mighty House does impeccable work with the actual construction. Durable materials and methods equal less maintenance and also result in a beautiful, healthy home inside and out. And the family really loves living on this land together, so that's working out great. And Suzanne feels that the cottage lives well. And she said she wouldn't change a thing. And that's music to our ears as a design build team. And there's also a certain sense of peace in knowing that the estate plan is secure. Is yours?
We can put green, sustainable, healthy whatever into a home, and that's great for the environment. However, the crux is in doing that and crafting thoughtful, intentional homes or a home that supports the needs of the people inhabiting them.
Laura and I really hope that we've empowered you and sparked your curiosity about this new paradigm. And we recognize there are many ways to implement this approach.
So we're here and we're happy to help. Thank you.
Thank you. And Suzanne is in the house.